Hi, I'm Robert Crow and I'm with Searchlight Group, and today we're going to take a look at how you could be targeting your customers based on where they are by using Sitecore. This is referred to as geo-personalization. So today we're going to look at a travel company, and they want to offer different promotions based on the customer's location. But this could also be a clothing company that wants to offer, say, warm clothing to people in cold climates and lighter clothing to people in warm climates. There are many examples of this. What they're trying to do is to understand the kinds of travel that a particular customer or website visitor may be interested in based on what they know about this customer. And they want to highlight those kinds of travel. This is really a very old and very basic way of doing business. Understand what your customer needs and offer it to them. There are really a lot of different things that you might know about your customer, especially if they're logged into their account on your website and you have a long relationship with them. But let's look at the more difficult case where the customer is anonymous. Well, even then, there are things that you can gather from, say, which pages they visit or what keyword they use to search for your website, etc. And one of the things that you can find out about them is their location. Not their exact location, probably, unless they have a GPS device and they decide to share that with you, which is an option. But just from their IP address, you can get a rough idea of where in the world they are currently. So let's take a look. This is the Sitecore Experience Explorer, which is a tool that we can use to explore website personalization for different kinds of customers that we can identify. Right now, we're looking at a default user, which in this case is me. Let's take a look at my location. I'm going to open the editor. We'll go to Visitor Information and GeoIP. And you see things like my IP address, my country code, even my area code, the city I'm in. And this is, it's not exact, but it's actually pretty close. And one of the things that we have here is my latitude and longitude. Okay, so you can see that I'm in California right now, and I'm about 37 degrees of latitude. And, from what they're showing me, Jetstream apparently thinks that I might be interested in travel to the East Coast, which is not a bad guess, really. So that's what they're highlighting for me on their webpage. Okay, so now let's switch to a different profile. We'll look at this and we're going to see it as if we're someone else. So we're going to look at it for someone who's in Redmond, Washington, up near Seattle, where it's a lot colder and a lot rainier than it is here. So what happens? Well, you can see that Jetstream thinks that this customer might want to travel to a warmer climate and escape the Seattle rain. So they're highlighting a Caribbean vacation on their homepage, and they're showing me Mr. Turtle there. That's really what geo-personalization is all about. Jetstream's website is responding to their customer's location to highlight travel that they know might be interesting to customers in different areas, different locations. So for travel, that might be especially important because, for example, you don't want to highlight a trip to, say, the Grand Canyon if your customer is already in the Grand Canyon. But for someone who's in the Grand Canyon, maybe they want to go to, say, Niagara Falls or what have you. So let's take a look at how the person in charge of managing the different offers can manage how they respond to the customer's location. In a lot of cases, they would have to go to IT and get people involved, but we're going to move into the Sitecore page editor and see how to do this as a business user. So here I am, I'm in the Sitecore page editor, and this, for example, is a component. And the screen is a little small, so I'm going to try to work with that. So by clicking on that component, I can see the different offers that I have set up here. So this is a warmth seeker, or the summer campaign. I can scroll down through this. There's also actually the same image for the Caribbean with diving lessons and so forth. For family, they're thinking maybe Disneyland. Someone who seems like they're interested in romance, they're going to show them Venice and talk about romantic gondola trip, which, you know, sounds like fun. Business user, business customer, they're going to talk about where can you work, and so forth. So those are the options that they've set up already. Let's look at the conditions that they use to decide which option to present. Well, and there's several here. You can see the different offers and focuses that they have here for the different profiles that they've identified. One of the ones they have here is strictly based on location, where they're looking at the latitude of the user. And they've got it set to 39 degrees. So, and they're going to show a summer seeker, warmth seeker or summer campaign. So if you remember, I'm at 37 degrees, so I'm below the threshold for this campaign. But you know, maybe the business manager for this has decided that, you know, even people at say 35 degrees of latitude, a little farther south of here, you know, may very well be interested in a Caribbean vacation. So we're going to go ahead and edit that. And I'm going to change that 39 to 35. And we'll click OK. And I need to scroll down here and click OK there. OK. So now we've changed the condition. OK, so let's go back into Experience Explorer. And you remember before it was showing me at 37 degrees latitude the trip to the East Coast. So let's see what it shows me now that I've changed the conditions on that promotion. So I'll go ahead and set it to default. That's going to be me. And click Apply. And there, it's showing me the same thing it shows the user in Redmond, Washington, Mr. Turtle there. So we changed the conditions. We moved it from 39 degrees down to 35 degrees. So now I'm sitting at 37 degrees and I fall into the same criteria for this promotion. So it shows me Mr. Turtle too. Okay, so that's a real quick look at how you can do website geo-targeting in Sitecore. And there's a lot more that you can do with this. There's many other kinds of targeting based on what you can find out about your customer. You can look at his behavior. You can look at which pages he clicks on, which offers he pursues, and so forth. I hope this gives you some idea of the kinds of things that are possible. And for more information, visit us at www.slgroup.com. And thanks for listening.